counts. Fact or fiction? It's a fact. You know what else is a fact? You can get a low-rate auto loan from Municipal Credit Union. Apply today at nymcu.org. Municipal Credit Union. Strong, trusted, growing.
The Lion King. There is simply nothing else like it.
Kick back and eyes front, because the view starts now. Wolfpack. Comics flock to defend Michelle Wolf's controversial act.
Get a sense of humor, snowflakes.
But did she kill comedy at the White House Correspondents' Dinner for good? Mueller leaks. Who exposed the questions he wants the president to answer? And what questions would the hosts add to the list? Plus, one of the greatest living athletes, Serena Williams, on how she's hitting back at people who body shame her and how motherhood changed the game for her. Hot Topics are in the house with Whoopi, Sarah Haynes, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Megan McCain. Now, let's get things started.
Continues from the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Hosts like Jimmy Kimmel and Seth Meyers and Trevor Noah are defending Michelle Wolf's performance, and she says she wouldn't change a word, she said. But there are still calls to end the dinner for the sake of journalism. So what do you think?
I think that the jokes, one thing people don't realize if they didn't watch the whole thing is that if you're watching the headlines, it does look like it was disproportionate, the jokes, because the ones I kept seeing. So I think we have a couple to pull that I laughed the hardest at, actually.
We've got our friends at CNN here. Welcome, guys. It's great to have you. You guys love breaking news, and you did it. You broke it. It is kind of crazy that the Trump campaign was in contact with Russia when the Hillary campaign wasn't even in contact with Michigan.
So there was a lot of dishing out,
Yes.
but I think probably the reason this is so sensitive this year is people are divided. They can barely have a conversation, let alone laugh at themselves. And I think it takes a strong person to be able to reflect and laugh at yourself. And people have lost their sense of humor.
Except that this has been going on for years with this car. Every year the comedian gets
But the times are different.
Well, I mean, but they should let them get Donnie and Marie if they want it to be nice and safe. Comedians are going to be edgy, and that's what we do.
I agree.
Well, the dinner's been going on for a long time.
Since 1914?
Yeah, there you go. Since 1914. And I used to go once upon a time. I went with my father a few years ago. And once it started turning into this sort of like celebrity Oscar red carpet event is when I started being like, this isn't something I really want to be a part of. It didn't really have a lot to do with the comedians that performed at the time. I will say, this is a big gift to Trump supporters. I saw when you were, excuse me, bless you. This is a big gift to Trump supporters. 77% of Americans, 77, believe that the national television and newspaper media outlets report fake news. 89% of Republicans believe that. And there's already this implication when you hear people like Jim Acosta saying that Trump supporters, their brains don't, whatever the quote is, their elevators don't go to the top floor. There's an idea that the media, especially people in D.C., hate the Trump administration, hate Republicans, hate people in the middle of the country. And when you're sitting there, and by the way, Jonathan Karl, Maggie Haberman, Andrea Mitchell, Mika Brzezinski, these are people I would certainly not call conservatives or people in my vein, came out and criticized the dinner as well.
They did come out and criticize the dinner, and so I'm going to give you, because they accused her of talking about people's looks, women's looks in particular. But she didn't. She made a smoky-eye joke, which was about makeup. Let me tell you what is a joke about someone's looks. She said, Mitch McConnell isn't here tonight. He had a prior engagement. He's finally getting his neck circumcised. Mazel. So that's about somebody's looks.
right.
But nobody's
She said
bitching
that as
about
well.
that.
Yeah, it wasn't about Sarah Sand.
Well,
you know what's surprising?
But she was, I'm sorry, she was compared to the woman in The Handmaid's Tale, though, who's a 60-year-old.
No, it's a
her
behavior,
not
it's
the
not
look.
her
Listen,
look.
jokes are up to interpretation, and a lot of Republicans I know were really angry about this. I thought it was distasteful, and I think that the dinner should be in the spirit of celebrating. I can see you unhappy with what I'm saying.
No,
I got it.
No, go ahead.
Can I weigh in? Because you're saying it should be in the spirit of journalism. And I was in the room, and it was all about the spirit of journalism. What no one is covering is the big banners at White House Correspondents Association, and then it said, celebrating the First Amendment. They gave out this pin that I have on today, First Amendment. We were all wearing it.
Except for comedians.
Except for comedians, right? We were all wearing it. And I brought the association little program that we got. All of the pages are about the scholarships that were given to students. All of the pages are about the incredible awards that the journalists got.
But as the event
it was the last 20 minutes that was the comedian. The last 20 minutes.
I joke at the idea. I mean, yes, it is for scholarships, but contributions have risen by 162%. But the payouts for the scholarships have only inched 10% higher. So again, I think that there's a better way to give scholarship. I think journalism is important. I certainly believe the First Amendment is incredibly important. I don't have a problem with it. This dinner, to me, and I used to go, I refused to go. I've been invited many times since I started refusing to go. I will not attend this dinner again, long before Michelle Wolf ever came on that stage. I think it is more about red carpet celebrities coming than anything else.
That's not at all what it was about. I was in the room, and it was about the celebration of journalism and the First Amendment.
Hold on.
There was also a funny, one of her last lines was, and Flint, Michigan still doesn't have water. And they said the fact that
was her very last line.
Everyone's covering the tone of her comedy versus the fact that there hasn't been change in a lot of real ways is a big note to make.
It's a big fat gift to the Trump administration. It's a big fat gift to Republicans.
It may be a big fat gift to the Trump administration. It might be a big fat gift to Republicans. But I take issue with you saying that we hate the middle of the country. That's not true.
I didn't say you.
No,
I didn't say you. I said
the media.
But the implication.
I said people like the man who said the going up and down on the elevators.
And that was taken out of context also. Jim Acosta is my friend. I've spoken to him about this, and that was completely taken out of context. People seem to read and hear what they want to hear as opposed to what people say.
Conservatives interpret this, how Republicans interpret this.
Yes, but sometimes I think conservatives and Republicans forget that the tone of all of this began really, several years ago with Republicans making statements that felt quite not inclusory. So we get past that, we go through Obama, we do all the stuff, and then we get somebody who comes in and begins this dialogue. And I think I brought this up. There was a poll that came out worldwide that journalists are now almost an endangered species. People don't believe that journalists are telling you the truth. They don't believe that people actually do what they're supposed to do in the news, and they believe that everybody is lying. So now, when you have people who are actually lying, when you actually see the lie and you can prove it, what are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to say to somebody, is this a lie or is this not a lie? Because we have to make a decision as Americans. Not everybody in the media is bad. Not everybody in the administration is bad. Some people have actually tried to make stuff work. And so I think that the Correspondents' Dinner, became about celebrities because they were bored with themselves. They're the ones who invite the celebrities to come.
I don't fault celebrities for coming. If you're invited to something like that, I actually got in a public fight with Greta Van Susteren many years ago because she invited Lindsay Lohan, and I thought it was beneath the dignity of the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Clearly, I lost that battle. She was very angry with me at the time, and I just think that there are some dinners in Washington, D.C., the Gridiron Dinner, the Alfalfa Club Dinner, that truly are about celebrating journalism and the work that journalists and political commentators do.
This one is too.
But I'm just listening to what everybody's saying, and you're saying that the journalists are under siege around the world.
Yeah.
And you're saying that 77% of Republicans don't believe the news. Of Americans or Republicans?
Americans, and it's 89% of Republicans.
Now, when did that start? This whole fake news started about a year and a half ago when Trump became the candidate.
Yeah.
We never heard the term. Let us not forget that Kellyanne Kellyanne Conway is the one who coined alternative facts.
Yeah.
So that's where that's coming from. Let's at least identify the source.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying, Joy. I do understand. Trust me, I understand what you're saying, and I'm trying to, like, again, just have my perspective heard. I don't mean disrespect any of you, but I also think that I know Trump supporters. I know how they look at the media. There's a reason why when he was, and by the way, I was against it when it happened, would scream, look at the crooked media and scream at them, and there would be yelling and screaming at journalists at rallies. There's a palpable distrust and anger towards the media, and I think this dinner made it worse.
On this panel, no one, as far as I could tell, has ever said anything negative about Trump voters.
I was just told
our animosity is towards Trump himself.
66% of Democrats feel that way too. My producer
We do go after Trump. I admit it. I'm one of his worst critics on television. But I do not attack the Trump voters. I don't think you've ever heard me say
That's not you. I'm not.
Well, you're talking about the vibe here. And the vibe is not against Trump voters.
I think when there's an applause line every single time I say something.
Now you're blaming the audience.
No, I'm not blaming the audience. I may be blaming the guy
She's just blaming Tom.
I'm blaming Tom.
No, she's blaming Tom.
We'll come back. We'll come back. We'll just be back.
We are really strong women.
People need to hear what women have to say, and that's us.
Never know what Whoopi's going to say.
You know who I am. You know what I do. We try to let y'all know what's happening as we're seeing it.
I never know what Megan's going to say.
I'm speaking for the middle of the country. I'm not intimidated by anyone.
I never know what Joy's going to say.
We will ask tough questions, for sure. It's very important that we have a show like this right now. It's important.
Talking about the issues everyone is talking about at home.
It is up to all of us to continue the conversation.
Anybody who wants to make it to the next level in politics has to come on this show.
2 words to describe the view.
I won't back down.
We give a damn.
It's really fun.
We talk a lot about sex.
Megan should start talking more about sex.
I will not talk about sex.
And it's kind of fun to watch. Whoopi and I are sisters under the skin.
Hello.
It really is like none other.
We will back you up. We will stand with you.
She's an icon. Whoopi's an icon.
I really like working with people who believe what they're saying.
No one does what we do.
See you on The View.
I'll see you on The View.
See you on The View.
See you on The View.
That's enough.
Tired of wrestling with seemingly impossible cleaning tasks? Using wipes in the kitchen and sprays in the bathroom can be ineffective. Try Miss Clean Magic Eraser with Durafoam. Simply add water and use in your kitchen for burnt-on food, in your bathroom, and on walls to remove scuffs and marks. It erases 4 times more permanent marker per swipe. For tough kitchen and bath messes, use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser with Durafoam. Brand power helping you buy better.
Occasional bladder leakage or urgency.
I've had it.
I've had it. With bladder issues, only Azo Bladder Control does what liners and pads can't. It supports bladder muscle strength to help reduce leakage and urgency.
Changing your cat's litter? Then change your cat's litter to Arm & Hammer and Seal Slide, the amazing litter that slides out without scraping or scrubbing and guarantees a 7-day odor-free home. So slide on over to Clump & Seal Slide.
Smoking caused my throat cancer. But walking every day makes me feel like myself again. Well, almost.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Budget meeting.
Sweet. You compare last quarter to this quarter.
It's no wonder everything seems a little better with the creamy taste of Philly. Made with fresh milk and real cream. It must be the Philly.
Feel the clarity of non-drowsy Claritin and relief from symptoms caused by over 200 allergens, like those from Buddy. Because stuffed animals are clearly no substitute for real ones. Feel the clarity and live Claritin Clear.
People don't expect a female mechanic. They also don't expect Lean Cuisine made with organic ingredients. But here we are, introducing a new line from Lean Cuisine. My favorite, new Farmer's Market pizza with its crispy organic crust and mozzarella cheese. Feed your phenomenal with Lean Cuisine.
Attention homeowners. Quicken Loans has some very important information regarding the U.S. government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. We've told you about HARP in the past, and we're happy to report that nearly 3.5 million homeowners have already taken advantage of this fantastic money-saving program. But there are so many more of you who could be saving hundreds of dollars every month on your mortgage. Quicken Loans is here to help you save your money. Why Quicken Loans? The home loan experts at Quicken Loans fully understand. We'll work with you to understand your specific circumstances and strive to find the financial solution that's best for you. Then we'll guide you through each step of the mortgage refinance process. 8 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. Ranked us highest in the nation for mortgage servicing. If you're not familiar with HARP, it's a U.S. government program designed specifically for homeowners who have little or no equity. A great feature of the HARP program is that most HARP refinance loans do not require an appraisal, and there are fewer income verification requirements. That makes it simpler, easier, and even faster. And even if you've been denied for a HARP loan in the past, new guidelines mean that you now may be eligible. Give us a call and we'll give you a Quicken Loans mortgage review. And we'll do all we can to help you save money on your mortgage. It's simple and easy. Find out if you're eligible to take advantage of today's incredible loans. Start saving money every month. Call Quicken Loans today or go to QuickenLoans.com for a mortgage experience that
There is only one job the Royal Family. We have a new piece of
You've lost all touch. No.
Look back because it's scary. People are, it's about, we'll say it right. But I love this shirt so much because it's so, it's the greatest shirt ever. And apparently you can see Bermuda what I put on. So I apologize for that. And now they take me up, so I'll be sitting like this. So the leaks keep on coming out of D.C. Dozens of questions Robert Mueller plans on asking the guy in the White House. Apparently, we're published ranging from from why you fired Comey to his business dealings with Russia and all these questions. Who would leak this? Why?
That, they want, this is my theory, that Mueller is behind leaking that too. That he gave well, not the questions, but the areas that they're going to cover. So that he's inoculating himself against this attack on him, saying that he's setting up the president for perjury. So now we're giving you the answers here up to the test. And the question, not to do college, they get it.
No, we didn't do that college.
Well, we did. And you always ace that test when you got those answers ahead of time. So they're giving you the opportunity. So when he says, I didn't know that he was out there and purchases himself, they can't say that.
It's pretty frustrating for Mueller because he seems to be someone that had bipartisan support for being above the fray. And I think when you're running that type of investigation, you don't want this stuff coming out. I think kids probably have weird
because I've never conducted an investigation where I gave the subject of the investigation all of the questions that I was going to ask. Something they generally do.
What I've been hearing is that they didn't get the questions per se. The question.
That makes more sense because if you're going to give me areas of inquiry, that's already public knowledge, right? Because the special counsel was tasked with investigating certain inquiries. So you would say, pursuant to my mandate, I'm going to ask you questions about pollution with Russia. I'm going to ask you questions about Flynn, but you would never give the entire list.
Yeah, he's got to reject that since he was so upset apparently that Hillary got one question from.
Oh, well, there was that.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't understand. Leaking traditionally is one of the seven in the politics. I don't know why you would be leaking potential information even from both sides, because as you're saying that Trump obviously reads the questions beforehand, but both come up with different questions. So I don't really understand what the end game here with this is. Last one cycle
Probably going to be about Russia. That's the investigation. Use your own imagination.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
So the way his lawyers say to him that not sit down with him under oath because you can screw up.
It's one of the things floating in my brain.
Doesn't he have to?
I think he does have to. But are there any questions I would ask?
I would ask him what exactly why I've been so reluctant to attack Putin, especially on anything concerning global politics, and how many times had you met with him in person before the election? Because remember, he said he didn't, but then it came up that it actually happened.
Right.
Yeah.
What exactly is the nature of your relationship with
I
him?
wouldn't know about his business dealings. I said that, like, that's one thing that bothers me. Whether he ignorantly colluded with Russia, because that's my theory, it did happen, which we'll see. My bigger problem is with a world leader being president for having business dealings that are still sitting in Russia that he will not reveal. That really bothers me.
So, I would certainly ask about Don Jr. at a court meeting with a Russian attorney who recently came out and said that she's an agent of the Kremlin. I want to know what happened at that meeting. Did he have prior knowledge of the meeting? Or did he learn about the meeting right after that?
What about you?
Well, I think that he's sort of a pathological liar, and he's been every day he lies like 25 times. I was going to take a lie to test like so no.
Yeah. I would actually ask another question.
We should have put him in a room with you. And
the first question I would ask Mueller is, how many times since you got hired have you thought, I'm getting hell at how many times have you considered quitting?
Yeah.
And do you feel like you can get to the truth? Because really, this is another public trial in the public. You know, so I wonder, do you really feel like you could get to the truth? And even if you get to the truth, it's just going to be meaningful.
That's why the logic test would work.
You can't put it in, what a public opinion is dangerous because it's not always right.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Be strong. It means standing up for what you believe.
We definitely have to stand up against it in this country right now.
It means women standing up together. Women for standing up and saying, no, me too, and I'm going to watch out for this. An example for any other views are that their time is up. We're not done yet. You know. He's telling it like it is.
sorry to conjure heroes, but sometimes these heroes need better. This is about how to brave and face adversity.
We will back you up. We will stand with you.
And not only getting stronger, we will be on ABC.
Ashley Homestead introduces a modern approach to plastic farmhouse design. This family-friendly collection is unique, stylish, and affordable. For a limited time, receive 0% interest for 6 years during our Labor Day sale. Available only at Ashley Home Store. This town.
Better Frost Premium, a slice above. You're an original, and your eyes have the power to see volumes. Is the Luminous Original Mascara from L'Oreal, now in deeper and deep. The original brush separates every lash, with 5 times the volume. America's #1 mascara, the Luminous Original from L'Oreal Paris.
My mom washes the dishes before she puts them in the dishwasher. So what does the dishwasher do?
Kathy Platinum does the work for you. Free washing and removing stuck foods the first time.
of once-weekly Ozempic. Is studied with Ozempic, a majority of adults lower their blood sugar and reach an A1C of less than 7 and maintain.
Oh, under 7?
And you may lose weight in the same 1-year study. Adults lost on average 12 pounds.
Oh, 12 pounds?
A 2-year study showed that Ozempic does not increase the risk of major cardiovascular events like heart attack, stroke, or death. Ozempic should not be the first medicine for treating diabetes or for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pads. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic. You have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasias, and get medical help right away if you get a lot more swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may happen, including pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea may increase the risk for low blood sugar. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
I discovered the potential with Ozempic.
Ask your healthcare provider if Ozempic is right for you.
Ancestry DNA makes over 10 million new family connections every day. That's more ways to discover new relatives, people who share your DNA, and maybe a whole lot more. Order your kit at AncestryDNA.com.
Why did I want a Crest 3D White Smile? Dinner date. Meeting his parents' dinner date. So I used Crest.
Crest 3D White removes 95% of surface stains in just 3 days for a whiter smile that will win them over. Look for a $1 coupon in this Sunday's paper.
I'm a fighter. Always have been. When I found out I had age-related macular degeneration, AMD, I wanted to fight back. My doctor and I came up with a plan. It includes Preservision.
Only Preservision AREDS 2 has the exact nutrient formula recommended by the National Eye Institute to help reduce the risk of progression of moderate to advanced AMD.
That's why I fight. Because it's my vision, Preservision.
Also in a great-tasting chewable.
In a family of 8 boys, Mom was always there to keep us grounded.
You haven't ventured outside in days. You're going to get rickets.
Will I get rickets too?
Pat, maybe.
The All Right premieres Tuesday, October 16th on ABC.
We got some new blood and some pushing the expiration date.
Gotta work twice as fast, 3 times as hard.
Because you're old as hell?
Nathan Fillion is The Rookie. Premieres Tuesday, October 16th on ABC.
Welcome back. The lead suspect in the infamous Golden State Killer case was taken into custody by matching DNA samples from the crime scene to samples his relatives gave to a genealogy website. And it has some people very concerned about authorities having access like this to DNA samples. Now, does it bother you guys?
It doesn't bother you. It bothers me. And I want to do it, though. I'm dying to know. What it is, who was back there, you know?
Yeah.
I know.
Hello.
She always says that, you know, Italy is a rowboat away from Africa.
It's a rowboat away from Africa. It just goes just like that.
And underneath this, I've got the hair to prove it.
Yes, you do.
Yes, and so I think that there might be some in there. I want to know what it is. But what's to prevent these companies from using your DNA to give to insurance companies? When, like Obamacare has this whole thing in it that you can't have a pre-existing condition. I don't trust that they're not going to eliminate that. So they can then look at your DNA and say, well, she's going to have Alzheimer's pretty soon. And then they don't give you the insurance. That's the part I'm worried about.
But just authorities, if law enforcement were to do it in crimes like this, that I understand the fear, because if it turned into like the Facebook problem where they're selling it to marketing companies and insurance companies, that I would have a problem with that. But when it comes to this, DNA is freeing, because there's one gentleman that might have been falsely accused and serving time for one of the crimes that were just linked to this killer. So a life was saved.
I know. That's why I say I'm very ambivalent about it, because we have never seen so much exoneration since DNA has been available. And that's been great. You hear about terrible stories of guys who were in jail for 25 years and then they say they were innocent. And I believe in that.
I'm on the fence.
So,
I'm on the fence as well because I know how important it is to solve crimes, and you've got all these DNA kits, these sex kits that haven't been processed. But I sort of feel the way you do. If it's a non-state-owned agency like these 23andMe's and Ancestry.com, and you're giving them your DNA, they then can give it to law enforcement to use against, let's say, family members or distant relatives who have not consented to the use
If
of
my
DNA.
family members are out using, like, doing what this guy was doing, I want to bust him.
Yeah, I know.
I want to take him right off my tree.
That's where, that's what's uncomfortable.
I don't, you know, I don't mind it. I'm very happy that DNA that we have access to it. Now, there are things we can do, but, you know, you can be hacked. So, you know, the idea that we have any privacy to anything is no longer realistic. But I like the idea that we can potentially get rid of all of those kits that Mariska was talking about, Mr. Architect. All those kits in every city, we could get rid of those kits with DNA. These are the thousands and thousands of rape kits that have just been sitting gathering dust because nobody has the money, they don't know how to process it, whatever it is. So I feel like there should be, and I know people don't want to spend money like this, but I don't mind a little bit of tax money going to take care of this. I would like to offer some tax money to clear, to you know, put behind getting these rape kits taken care of, because maybe we could take a lot more people off the street, because now you know whose DNA it is, and get them. And I'm all for getting bad people out of the street, out of the neighborhood, off the bus,
off my family tree.
Off the tree.
Well, see, and that's the thing about being African American, right? Because I remember I wanted to do the 23andMe here on the show because my great grandmother can tell me but so much, but there's so much history when you're African American that you don't know that was robbed from you. So I was really interested in figuring out where my family came from. But then now you have this.
Well, if they could guarantee not to interfere with your insurance policy, health insurance.
Somebody could write a law.
Then I would be for it.
Somebody could make a law, but you know, hackers don't care. We'll be back. You need a strong voice to be heard in Hot Topic.
Let's hear it for the ladies.
I'm the first working mother to ever hold this job.
Who voice different views and come here to be heard.
I want this country to go in a new and different direction.
What matters most is what happens next.
Rocking their view strong.
This president is going to be incredible for this country.
I am not running for anything except the impeachment of Trump.
So that happened. Oh, you never know what'll happen on The View.
Y'all. We appreciate the platform, The View.
Take a little time to enjoy The View.
Your one item would be the Name Your Price tool?
It helps people save on car insurance. Why wouldn't it save me?
Why? What would you bring? A boat?
Huh.
Mascots really lighten up games at the stadium. So this guy brought one to lighten up this watch party. Maybe stick with a tasty oven-baked chip from Ritz.
Lighten up your game day with Ritz Crisp and Thins. Around here, nobody ever does it. Really?
I didn't do it.
So when I heard they added Ultra Oxy to the cleaning power of Tide, it was just what we needed. So now we can undo all the tough stains nobody did.
Dad, I didn't do it.
It's gotta be Tide.
Hi, I'm Oleg. I use Thumbtack so much, they asked me to be in a commercial. I got my hedges trimmed.
I got my carpets cleaned.
I even remodeled my entire kitchen. Just download the Thumbtack app and get prices from local pros for free. Thumbtack.com.
Here I am, I'm a man on the scene. I can give you what you want, but you got to go home with me.
I'm not picking it up. You pick it up.
I'm not picking it up. I'll pick it up. They're clean. 'Cause my hand is clean. Oh yeah, I'm Charmin clean.
Charmin Ultra Strong just cleans better. Enjoy to go with Charmin.
With Advil, you'll ask, what's sore back?
What bum me? Advil is relief that's fast, strength that lasts. You'll ask, what pain? With Advil.
Real cheese people know life is better with 100% real natural cheese. Doesn't matter if it's served on a kitchen table or a picnic table, under a roof or a starry night. Every table tells a story. We're happy to have a seat at yours. Sargento, we're real cheese people.
I'd say I'm a pretty spiritual person. Well, I try to be.
Get 3-wick candles, 2 for $20 every day, so you can find one to suit every side of you. Pier 1. This is me.
Everybody feel good.
The new third hour of GMA starts September 10th on ABC.
Today at 5, great news for people with crippling allergies.
You can't breathe properly or eat properly. Driving becomes an issue.
Now, no needle needed. Eyewitness News shows you a new treatment that works like a shot, but without the ouch. Today, only on Eyewitness News at 5.
I choose to feel better and save money. I look for calorie postings and order 600 calorie or less meals when eating out. Join the conversation at facebook.com/IChoose600.
The winner of Best Musical of the Year is coming to a close. It's your last chance to see Squidward Tap Dance, a C-Star savior, and Broadway's favorite hero, SpongeBob SquarePants. Performances through September 16th only. Get your tickets now.
How is it possible that we can get Wi-Fi to work here, but not here? Work fine here, but not here. It's time your Wi-Fi got an upgrade with Altice One. It not only delivers live TV, streaming apps, and internet, it also delivers a 40% better Wi-Fi experience. So you get powerful Wi-Fi throughout your home, allowing you to stream here and download here, all at super fast speeds. Altice One, now $10 less a month for the first year.
Remember your dinner table? You know, that thing under all the homework and housework? Let's fill it up with food and family. Right now at Boston Market, get an extra rotisserie chicken for just $1.99 with purchase of any family meal. Boston Market, now with delivery.
So a guest at a baby shower prompted an online debate after she proposed a no thank you cards policy. Now, could you get behind that? Or do you like a thank you note? Or do you like a handwritten thank you note? Or do you mind getting it in a text?
I love a handwritten thank you note, but I can totally get on board with this. I had a friend do this right after my first baby, and I also had someone share how much it meant when they were going through grief, whether they had lost someone, or reaching out when someone's struggling with a loss, or to say, don't write back.
Yeah, that's
and then say what they. When I heard that from her, I thought that's a brilliant strategy to take something off someone's plate.
Yeah, no need to write back. I love the handwritten cards. Also, Sarah sent me one.
She's got a personalized card with her body on it.
Yeah,
it's like Sunny.
I like doing that, and I always ask my kids to do it as well. I think my kids have probably written notes.
Oh, they draw for me. Your kids draw for me. Yeah, I like it.
You know, I like it, but it is a burden. It can be a burden when you've just had a baby or you've had a loss in your family. When my grandmother passed away, I got just so many condolences and flowers sent.
But that's different. That's not a thank you note.
Well, but
no,
you
but
want
to write back.
Thank you for your
condolences. And every time I wrote one, I cried. So it was difficult.
Cathartic.
Not really.
Not really.
I felt sad.
Never mind.
But I think that you want kids to be able to know how to remember to say thank you. I think sometimes we get stuff and we forget to say, hey, thanks for the such and such. So sometimes it's okay to remind somebody, but I think it's hard now these days. And kids don't, you can't really read a lot of kids handwriting because nobody was over them going, make the line like this.
I like when they're in Koran and they fade off.
So
I think that the internet has helped. The email has really taken the burden. But personally, I don't require. I send thank you notes when I go to someone's house for dinner, but it's only in an email.
Right.
But I don't expect a thank you.
Right.
I didn't even send official wedding invitations. We did Evites, so I mean, I literally I'm so bad at anything handwritten. That being said, getting a handwritten note, which I have gotten some recently, you forget how what a beautiful gesture it is. Someone taking time, so I'm not for letting it all go.
Have your stationery.
So there you have it.
There you have it.
There you have it.
So
we'll be right back.
Next,
Serena Williams shares her life-threatening drama while giving birth to her baby, and why tennis and motherhood can be a tough match.
I enjoy the bell.
I hate that bell.
It's annoying.
I don't need that bell to tell me to calm down.
And I'm going to throw it at somebody one of these days.
Am I allowed to break this bell?
No. You see, all the craziness starts going on.
Dangerous.
Hold on now. Then I can do.
Give my bell back.
For mild to moderate eczema, Eucrisa can be used almost everywhere, on almost everybody. Like the face of a 4-year-old, the arm of an artist, or the hands of a happy camper. Prescription Eucrisa is a nose-to-toes eczema ointment. It blocks overactive PDE4 enzymes within your skin.
And it's steroid-free.
Do not use if you are allergic to Eucrisa. Allergic reactions may occur at or near the application site. The most common side effect is application site pain. Ask your doctor about Eucrisa.
Fabletics Super Sculpting Fabric is now more advanced than ever, with just the right amount of support in all the right places. For leggings that look as good as they feel. Right now, get your first 2 pairs of leggings for just $24, only at Fabletics.com.
Dogs have evolved, but their nutritional needs remain instinctual. That's why there's Purina One True Instinct, real meat #1. A different breed of natural nutrition. Purina One True Instinct. Now try new Purina One True Instinct treats.
In living rooms everywhere, couples are at odds. He wants comfort, she wants style. But in these troubling times, there's still hope. Duo by Lazy Boy has both. Wow. Combining stylish design with the power to recline.
Ooh, a Bigfoot documentary.
Don't ruin this. What?
Anything you want to watch.
Smart man.
The Labor Day sale. No interest until 2022.
Discover Duo by Lazy Boy. Live life comfortably.
Fall Slash Glam just got real. The Falsies Mascara from Maybelline, New York. Corner-to-corner volume, no gaps. For Fall Slash Glam that challenges fake. Never fake, always Falsies. The Falsies Mascara, only from Maybelline, New York.
Nature gives me energy.
Clarity. Nature gives me wisdom.
Courage.
Drive. Nature gives. Give back. Nature Valley, proud supporter of the national parks.
We read care labels on thousands of white garments, and we're surprised they have this symbol, which means do not use chlorine bleach. OxiClean White Revive has 40% more whitening power without chlorine spills. OxiClean White Revive. Whiter white, guaranteed.
For every home project, HomeAdvisor finds trusted local pros. For every pro, you can read customer reviews. And for everybody's busy schedule, you can book appointments online. For every project, you have HomeAdvisor. Go to HomeAdvisor.com.
Breakfast wants you back. Try new Just Crack an Egg, packed with diced potatoes, veggies, meat, and cheese. Just add a fresh egg for a hot scramble in less than 2 minutes to get those warm, fuzzy feelings again. Take breakfast back. Find it in the egg aisle.
I love you, basement guest bathroom. Your privacy makes you my #1 place to go #2. I love you, but sometimes you stink. Febreze Air Effects doesn't just mask, it cleans away odors. Because the things you love the most can stink. And try Febreze Small Spaces to clean away odors for up to 30 days. Breathe happy with Febreze.
I'm Lauren Glassberg. Next on Eyewitness News at noon, police are working to confirm if a body found in Iowa is that of a missing jogger, and a mother's concerns after rats bit her children inside their Bronx apartment.
Next live, the Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, plus Adam Lambert and Lucy Liu from Elementary.
To my dear Seacrest.
Watch live
tomorrow morning at 9 on ABC7.
One night to be confused, one night to speed up truth.
A Million Little Things, a new drama September 26th on ABC.
Today's question, whether 23-time Grand Slam singles champion Serena Williams was one of the best athletes in sports history, got their answer when she won last year's Australian Open while she was 8 weeks pregnant. Please welcome one of the finest athletes on the planet, the incredible, incomparable Serena Williams.
You look fabulous. I said, that looks like a Wakanda necklace. I was really feeling it. Gorgeous.
Can we talk about this cute little baby that you have? You have so many things have happened in the last year.
She's so adorable.
That is a cute baby.
She is my pride and joy. I know she like things I hand out. I love her so much. It's just been such a wonderful journey, and she's so fun. And every day it's like it's something new, you know. And I'm loving the moment. It's just like
And so you're still dedicated to tennis, but you have a new, real, crazy love in your life now. Do you think you will come back and play as hard as you have always played?
I definitely think so. You know, I've been training again and trying to get back into it. And, you know, it's interesting because as much as I love this life and just love being at home, I still feel like there's more for me to do out there. You know, I feel like, I feel like it's not quite done yet. I feel like there's a little more to write to my story. And what is it? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I know there's something else. So I'm looking forward to wriing that.
You'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. I'm kind of just going with it, and I feel like I'll figure it out.
That is the one cute baby, I'll tell you. Olympia, her name is, right?
Alexis Olympia. She's a junior because her dad's name is Alexis. My husband. So it's really cute, and so I wanted her to be a junior, like a female junior, like kind of proud already.
Yes.
You know. So yeah.
You posted a picture of her. How old is she?
She's 7 months now.
And she's holding a tennis racket.
I can't. She was, I think she was like 4 months back then, and she already was holding. You look like mommy.
But you started at 3. I remember when you came on the show. After you won your first Grand Slam, you were a teenager.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm such a fan, and I'm a fan of your physique. Because, gosh, I wish I looked like that. But in an open letter to your mom, you wrote that your daughter has the same strong arms and legs that you do, and that, quote, I don't know how I would react if she has to go through what I've gone through since I was a 15-year-old and even to this day. What did you mean by that?
Well, I've been body shamed basically since I've been in the public eye.
That's amazing to me.
Yeah, and, you know, and I liked how I look until I got in the public eye, and then it became like this different conversation, and I was like, oh, suddenly I didn't like who I was. But as I got older, I understood that this is me. I love who I am. I love how I look. And my body, it's creating all these opportunities for me, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to get there. It wasn't overnight feeling like that. It took me years of feeling like that through negativity, and then finally I came to this realization that this is me, I love who I am. And then looking at my daughter and looking at my mom, how she went through the negative of myself and my body, and I don't know how she did it, because if anyone were to say anything about Olympia, like, I'd take my tennis racket and let's talk now. Say it again.
Serena, we talk a lot about having kids on the show, and this actually upset me when my producer told me this. You were the #1 tennis player in the world when you went on maternity leave last year. Today, you're 451st.
That's right.
Now, I'm telling you, to me, it kind of seems like if you're a tennis player and you want to start a family, maybe you're penalized. Do you agree?
It seems that way. You know, there was a time when before, you know, if you got pregnant or you got injured, there was a special ranking. So if you left #1, you came back #1.
Right.
A lot of things happened. People weren't really happy about it. But this was a long time ago, and they changed the rules. And I feel like, you know, for me it's difficult because now I can play, you know, the #1 player in the first round, which is fine. You know, I know going in you have to be ready to play the best first day. And incidentally, when people play me, I seem to be playing the #1 player in the world anyway, so I always have to be ready regardless. So, but, you know, I just have to go practice more, I have to train more, and I have to be ready more. But, you know, hopefully we can go back for maybe the next person. There's a couple people out there that has had a kid, and maybe we can go back for the next time and say, if this happens again, then maybe you don't have to start at, you know, 400 and something in the world. But
well, one good thing about being a mama is your husband took out these billboards, which is just the best thing ever. Talk about making a good choice. It stands for the greatest mama of all time.
Oh my gosh.
But you actually had a really hard time. You had a C-section, and there were some major problems afterward.
Yeah, I had a really difficult afterbirth, and that was it was crazy. The birth, my pregnancy was great. It was super easy, and afterwards, you know, I had to have an emergency C-section at the last minute. They're like, we're taking this baby out now, and I'm like, okay, and everything was good for the first 15 hours, and after that it was just all downhill. I got a embolism in my lungs, and then a blood clot in my leg, and then I had to have a tube entered, and then they had to go back and reopen my C-section a second time because I had a hematoma. It was crazy.
Well, you're working with our sponsor, Embrace. Can you tell us about that?
So I'm working with Embrace on a new product. Having a C-section was scary, and after I was going through all this stuff, the one thing that entered my mind, I know it sounds crazy, but even through all this, I was thinking, I'm going to have an awful scar, especially when they...
It doesn't sound crazy.
Okay, good. Because I thought, I was like, okay, am I crazy for thinking this? But then when they went back and cut the exact same wound a second time, I kind of just gave up at that point. I was like, okay, who cares about a scar? So my friend told me about Embrace. You know, it's a dressing that you put on. It's clear, and it's really amazing. And you put it on flat, and not only did it support me, but it's so easy to put on if you're looking at it. It's really simple to put on. Not only did it support me, but it relieved and contracted the tension. I was skeptical. When I first put it on, I was like, all right. But I could literally feel it.
It's silicone.
Could feel it, yeah, I could literally feel it like doing something that was like tingling, and I was like, okay, what's going on? And I train, I work out, I shower, I do everything, and after 10 days, it was still there, and I finally took it off, and I could see this massive difference, and it actually helped me be able to come back faster.
And you also have a 5-part HBO documentary series called Being Serena. And it's very powerful. And it really follows you, yeah?
It does. It follows me throughout, you know, the end of my pregnancy and everything since. So it was like there right in the middle of everything going on. And this, you know, didn't know what was happening. I was a deer in headlights. I'd never been pregnant before, and I was like, I was terrified. I didn't know what to expect, what, you know, what's going to come. So
well, you knew one thing was going to come. Come back anytime.
Thank you.
It's really wonderful to see
Thank you. Thank you.
Our thanks to Serena Williams. Being Serena premieres tomorrow night on HBO, and we will be right back.
Capturing all of our best moments on Instagram. Follow us at The View ABC if you're looking for a really sweet view.
So, how's your endometriosis pain been?
Some days are better than others. Whoa! Tell him about the some days the pain is so bad I want to stay in bed.
Just during your period?
I guess. What about the stabbing pain last week? I wasn't on my period then.
Pain with sex?
Speak up. Actually, nothing's improved.
If you have endometriosis and still have pain, speak up. Ask your gynecologist today about a treatment plan that may be right for you. Learn more at speakendo.com.
If your pet has fleas, you have fleas. Help protect your pet, home, and yard from infesting fleas with the Advantage Flea Action Plan.
Olay Deep Hydrating Eye Gel breaks through the competition. Olay Eyes with B3 Complex hydrates better than $100, $200, even $400 eye creams. That's something to see. Olay.
Being good inside means doing good for others and ourselves. New Culturelle Women's Healthy Balance can help. Made with the most proven effective probiotic, it's a unique blend that helps promote our digestive and feminine health.
Secondhand smoke caused me to have asthma attacks, infections, and lung damage, and I never smoked.
If you or someone you know wants free help to quit smoking, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Je me fous du passé.
Hey there, people eligible for Medicare. Give me 2 minutes, and I'll tell you some important things to know about Medicare. First, it doesn't pay for everything. Say this pizza is your Part B medical expenses. This much, about 80%, Medicare will pay for. What's left, this slice here, well, that's on you. And that's where an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company, comes in. This type of plan helps pay some of what Medicare doesn't. And these are the only plans to carry the AARP endorsement. That's because they meet their high standards of quality and service. Want to learn more? It's easy. Call United Healthcare Insurance Company now and ask for this free decision guide. Inside, you'll find the range of AARP Medicare supplement plans and their rates. Apply anytime, too. Oh, speaking of time, about a little over halfway, and there's more to tell. Like how with this type of plan, you'll have the freedom to choose any doctor who accepts Medicare patients. Great for staying with the one you know, or finding somebody new, like a specialist. There are no networks and no referrals needed. None. And when you travel, your plan will go with you, anywhere in the country. So, if you're in another state visiting the grandkids, stay a while, enjoy, and know that you'll still be able to see any doctor who accepts Medicare patients. So call United Healthcare today. They are committed to being there for you. Tick, tick, tick. Time for a wrap-up. A Medicare supplement plan helps pay some of what Medicare doesn't. You know, the pizza slice. It allows you to choose any doctor who accepts Medicare patients. And these are the only plans of their kind endorsed by AARP. Phew. Call United Healthcare today and ask for this free decision guide.
Ariana Grande, tomorrow, in a rare exclusive interview with Michael Strahan. Emotional, revealing, uplifting. Wow. What does Ariana want you to know now about her personal life and her music? Tomorrow, the exclusive is on.
Good morning,
Welcome back. So, we're talking about all the stuff that your mom does that's quite remarkable.
We were talking about during the break about sex trafficking, which is a little dark. And we're all, you know, it's such a horrific epidemic. And I think people don't realize that it happens in the United States, everywhere. And really the amazing work Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher do. And we hope they come on the show.
And that your mom does also.
And that your mom does. And work in Africa that your mother does.
That is what we were talking about.
Yeah, it is. So we want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for coming. We want you to have a great day and take a little time to enjoy the view.
This is New York's #1 news. Channel 7 Eyewitness News with David Navarro and Shirley Hallicott and Bill Evans with the exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Now, Eyewitness News at noon.
I ICE agents arrest and deport a Nazi war criminal living in Queens. The 95-year-old sent back to Germany. We have new local reaction.
And we're following breaking news in the disappearance of jogger Molly Tibbetts in Iowa. Investigators found a body in rural Iowa and are working to determine if it is the missing jogger. And good afternoon, I'm David Navarro.
And I'm Lauren Glassberg in for Shirlene.